So last time I saw you, you were introducing a very important political figure. He's more important today than he was then. Can you take us back to the kickoff of Bernie Sanders' campaign?
Uh, One of the high points of my life. I was honored to introduce Bernie when he announced that he was running for president of the United States.
So let this be the start of the Bernie Rebellion. A rebellion against big money in politics that has corrupted our government.
He's a crusader for justice, and he uses politics as a way to achieve that. And we both see it the same way as so many aware people do, that the root cause of all the problems in our society, the reason why the environment is going to hell, the reason why we don't have a decent energy policy, the reason why we don't have a decent healthcare system, the reason why we now have the privatization of the prison industrial complex is all basically because of money in politics. And so what we need to do is change the laws, if necessary, amend the Constitution to get money out of politics. There you go. Enjoy it.
I'll have Mr. Garcia.
Mr. Garcia. Yes. I am luring people into political action with free ice cream. Call that a bribe, if you will. Conservatives, Republicans, Democrats, Independents all agree, I mean, at about a rate of 90%, that money in politics is the root cause of the problem. That's what has corrupted our democracy, and that's what we have to attack. The kind of marketing that I learned how to do at Ben & Jerry's was essentially grassroots marketing, talking directly to people, empowering people. That's why I got so involved in the Stampede. That's why I started the Stampede, because it's something that everybody can do, to stamp money out of politics, literally, and defend voting rights. And we do it by taking rubber stamps. We've now got 65,000 people all over the country that are rubber stamping these messages on dollar bills. It's the original viral marketing, the way it moves around the country and changes hands. Every time you stamp a dollar bill, over 800 people see that message, and it stays in circulation for over 2.5 years. So it is a consistent visual demand to get money out of politics and to defend voting rights.
Well, I don't know if members of Congress still use small dollar bills, but when they do and they come across these messages, what are some of the things they might see, and what impact do you think it might have?
Well, one of our most popular stamps is not to be used for bribing politicians. Then we've got not to be used to buy elections. We've got one that says resist, voter fraud is a fraud. Resist, defend voting rights, and stamp money out of politics.
Well, you're absolutely right about money out of politics being something that if you poll conservatives, they'll say they don't like the idea. Yeah. But actually, when you talk about voting rights, there's a lot more controversy there. If you poll conservatives, they're not so keen on protecting voting rights.
Well, it's definitely true that Republicans have been promoting these voting restrictions. For somebody who is a wage earner, somebody who's working for an hourly wage, in order to go to the Department of Motor Vehicles, in order to get this so-called voter ID, in places where they have deliberately shut down the local departments of motor vehicles, that person has to spend a lot of money, take a lot of hours off work and lose money just to get that voter ID. As the court said, targeting African Americans with almost surgical precision. That rule, one of those laws has been overturned, but they keep on passing more and more laws that consistently we have to try to fight in the courts.
It was in North Carolina where the court did rule that their voting restriction law targeted African Americans with almost surgical precision. The Supreme Court decided not to consider reinstating that law, so it looks like North Carolina might be able to have full access to the polls soon.
And so much of that is because there was so much protest. Judges, Supreme Court justices, they live in the society and they hear the protests, and you know, it has an effect.